Tech It Up with Jessica Lee. I'm here with Ryan McCurdy, who is the Director of Demand Gen at Druva. Welcome.
Thank you.
Ryan, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Great to have you here. Thank you very much. It's like happy holidays.
Yeah, you too. I'm really happy to join you.
I'm interested in your role, your responsibility, and also the market you're in.
Yeah. Right now I'm the Director of Demand Gen at Druva.
Mm-hmm.
We're a cloud data protection and management company.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there for about 2 years and a quarter roughly. And it's been really fantastic. The public cloud space is exploding. The adoption of public cloud is exploding, and we're built natively on it, on AWS.
I know, you're considered one of the unicorn companies, so it's a very exciting place to be in.
It is, absolutely.
But what is your responsibility as a demand gen director? What does that mean? What are you trying to do? What are the metrics?
Yeah, so it really comes down to how are we driving pipeline for sales. Mm-hmm. So it starts with getting leads into the funnel, nurturing those leads to a certain point when we think they're ready for someone on our sales team to speak to them. Mm-hmm. We pass them over. They call down, and then hopefully there's a project. Mm-hmm. And my goal is to find as many projects as possible, intercept those projects, and generate as much revenue as possible for the business.
Now that's a challenge, because when you say project, timing is important. Like you have to know they are actually looking for a solution. They have a pain point and they are searching for it. So how do you get the intent?
Yeah. There's a few ways. A lot of this is done today through lead scoring. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of intent providers. In fact, there's probably too many intent providers out there, so you have to do your due diligence when looking for one. But we look at when a prospect comes into the funnel, we look for certain behaviors. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're looking at certain assets, or they're looking at our competitor's website.
Okay.
A lot of it comes down to tracking. Like, how good is your tracking? How much of that visibility can you see? What does that life cycle look like? For enterprise B2B marketing, there's a buyer's journey. And you really map out your content to the buyer's journey and your tactics to the buyer's journey to progress someone along. So like if they're searching for a competitor's name, your ad would appear in front of them to kind of distract them away from that path and go to your site instead? Yes, so there are competitive tactics like that you can certainly apply. And they are successful. Mm-hmm. But it's about catching people early, right? You want to educate them on what you do and why you believe what you do is important, and how you're different. And for us at Druva, it's really easy, because we believe that a cloud native solution built on AWS is the best way to manage data. We believe trying to manage your data with legacy solutions for today really isn't applying very well anymore. It's hard to get your arms around the data sprawl and the data growth, and with cloud is the perfect solution. So part of it is us trying to educate the market as public cloud adoption grows, and then of course really making sure that if people are educated to a certain extent, and we know that we think, they're probably ready for us to reach out from a sales perspective to talk to them. We're doing that in a timely manner, and that follow-up on leads is timely. And there's a lot of handshakes throughout the entire funnel. So a lot of it's kind of optimization and process, but a lot of it's tracking and scoring, and there's a lot that goes into it.
And I know the company's been growing a lot. You have about 700 employees now. Marketing is a very significant team.
Yeah.
Maybe scaling might be a challenge since you're growing so fast. How do you get everybody on the same page?
Absolutely. So when I started, the company was close to 250 people, close to 300 people. So that's a pretty big transformation. Some of that is in marketing, a lot of it's in sales. So it's getting everyone on the same page. And of course, as your workforce expands, people are working remote, you then have to have more process, right? More process for people to communicate with each other, more tools to communicate. Because when it's just like, you, me, and another person working together, it's really easy. We can just talk over the fence, and that's not really a big deal, right? We can move really quick, but when you're trying to move a 40-person team in the same direction, it's really tough. So it really boils down to communication. Aligning goals, that's a really big one. And yeah, that's more or less how we're doing it.
Right.
And we're seeing the benefit.
Okay, and you've had some changes in marketing, a lot of new players coming in.
We have, yeah. So we have new CMO Sherry, who's fantastic, and we've really built out our corporate marketing side of the house, which means more awareness and branding for Druva,
that's right.
which is great because, in my opinion, awareness and branding lifts all boats. Which makes my job easier because leads convert better down the funnel.
That's right.
So really thankful to have everyone on board.
Okay. I think that you mentioned the team growing very quickly. So I think leadership is very important in trying to recruit talent and retain talent, motivating people. Can you share with us your leadership's approach?
Yeah. So when I first started, I actually had to build out my team from scratch. I'm close to 5 people today for directs. For me, it's of course about finding the right people from a cultural fit. It's, people are going to come in and they have kind of, they're scrappy enough, but also have some good industry knowledge. They're, of course, the people we work with kind of become like a second family. So you always want to make sure, you get along really well. But my team has been absolutely fantastic. And what I really try and do is empower my my directs to really take full advantage of their skills, equip them with whatever they need. I try to make them the heroes, and they certainly are. They've done a fantastic job. They work super hard. I see all the hours they put in, and I'm very proud of what they accomplish and the results. And I do my best to just, if there's something in their way, to try and remove that barrier for them. And yeah, it's been really great. And they follow me and I follow them. So it's great.
That's good.
It's great.
You have a very interesting background. You did not start out in tech marketing. So tell us a little bit of the audience, what's your background?
Sure, yeah. So I used to work in video production down in Los Angeles. So doing all types of commercials, music videos, reality TV.
You had some wonderful mentors too.
I did,
well-known mentors.
Yep, Jeff and Prudence Sternen, of Who's Talking Now, the old school show. And Jeff Ark, he wrote Sleepless in Seattle. So I ended up going for my BA in film and video production, and all of that really helped me become a better storyteller. And I believe that's what marketing is. When you really synthesize it down, it's about telling an effective story. And that's really helped me in my marketing career.
So you also contribute to the whole messaging then, the corporate messaging, branding, and all that, the storytelling.
Yes, I do try and interject my opinion on a lot of things. But just from my role in the organization, from a demand gen perspective, we do a lot of writing. We take a lot of the complex messages, make them a bit more pithy, catchy. We're always trying to get someone to that aha moment. Why Druva really matters, and get them to understand why we believe what we believe. And that's our goal, and we do a good job of it.
Who's your ideal customer then? The ideal profile.
Well, so it actually, our data protection solution now encompasses, everything from cloud workloads to infrastructure to endpoints. So it kind of varies across those different, basically the solutions vary and the use cases vary. However, we speak a lot to IT people, IT managers, IT directors, CIOs, people with anyone who really has a kind of a data transformation initiative or a cloud initiative,
the CISO maybe also?
At times, yeah. Druva has also a good ransomware use case as well. In a really clever way. We can be the last line of defense for ransomware, but and all we really believe that the cloud, specifically being built natively on the public cloud on AWS, is the right way to solve these problems.
It's quite a noisy marketplace. There's a lot of SaaS players out there who say, "Yeah, we do data protection, data management, and data management as a service."
Yeah.
How do you rise above the noise and distinguish yourself on the marketing front?
Yeah, that's definitely a challenge, no doubt about it. There's a lot of cloud washing, as we like to say, and a lot of our competitors do say that they're a cloud solution, and we know that people are looking for the cloud. They don't always know why one is better than the other. So with us being cloud native. And built on AWS, we really talk to those points. But more importantly, I think we really try and convince people. We really let them know why we believe what we believe, and that is that for everything we do, we're really trying to push the status quo forward. And we believe public cloud, is the best way to do that.
What are the metrics that people can expect if they have legacy systems and you're saying cloud is better? What do you mean it's better? Why is it better? And how do you justify that?
Yeah, so the data sprawl and the data growth make it really hard for anyone in data protection to get their arms around it, to really manage their data. And with the cloud, it's a different way of thinking. Because what you're doing is essentially now you're centralizing all your data. Okay. So you can easily get your data, your arms around it. You have that central visibility, so there's a compliance layer that you have, right? And Druva takes it an extra step where we've added things like archival, disaster recovery, e-discovery. So it's not just a one-off solution you would buy. It's really a data management platform.
So it's easier to manage data. You have more visibility to do compliance. How about the cost?
Yeah, so with the cost piece of it, we actually have one of the lowest TCOs in the industry, and the reason that is because when you move from your conventional way of thinking with hardware, tape, etc., you no longer have to pay for this legacy, the legacy hardware essentially, and that's where we see a lot of the cost savings, especially companies that have a lot of remote sites, right? Where they have, they're a global organization, they have all these remote sites, they don't have an IT team. That's when our customers see the biggest TCO savings. Okay. But we have some TCO calculators, and their eyes always light up. And we're like, hey, this is actually what you would you would be saving if you moved your data protection to the cloud.
Right. So these are operational benefits, and therefore it would probably contribute to the company being able to be a lot more agile, go to market faster, and stay a lot more nimble and fast, and by competing against others, be a lot more
absolutely. We're taking a lot of the complexity out of backup now, right? So agility is one of those huge initiatives, right? That's why so many people moved over to VMware and virtualization. It makes you more agile.
Right. And you can be more innovative, faster. Yeah?
Exactly. And that's essentially what cloud does as well. And we're optimized for the public cloud. So one of the biggest things out there that really makes us different is just the on-demand scale, right? So if you have an M&A activity going on or a new office or whatever that is, you click a button and now you're protected. So it's really, really cool.
What about lessons learned? Given all of these integrated marketing practices, the challenges you face, internal challenges, external challenges, what are some of the lessons learned that you'd like to share with the audience?
Yeah, I think one of the big ones is, when you go into an organization, it's really important to understand how the organization operates. I think, whenever you start at a new company, it's really easy to think, well, everything I did at my last company is going to apply here. That's not always the case. And I've had to learn this. I've had to learn this at a previous company where I was like, oh yeah, why isn't this working? And it's really because you're not doing enough due diligence up front to understand the organization, the process, the go-to-market.
So take time.
Yeah, I think you really have to take the time to understand the environment you're operating in.
Okay.
I think another one, and this, at every marketing organization I've worked in, it's always a challenge, and that's reporting. So, like, how robust is your reporting? Druva, we built it out where we have full funnel reporting. We use the traditional Serious Decisions demand funnel, and it's been great to really kind of have that full funnel visibility and really see how our campaigns and programs are performing. But at a lot of companies, they'll report out of two different instances. They'll maybe report out of Marketo or Salesforce, and then you have conflicting data sets. So one team is right, the other team thinks they're right, and then now you're in a QBR, arguing what's the right number, right? And nobody wants that. So I think if you can get your data right as one of the first things you build in marketing, and that tracking setup, that will help you in a lot of ways. Because then you're not just throwing stuff at the wall, you're really knowing what's moving the needle forward.
So you're talking about another dashboard that's pulling data from the CRM and from the marketing automation, right? So
exactly.
Because marketing sales have to be aligned to give you the full picture.
Exactly. So at Druva, we use Marketo and Salesforce, but then we have a BI tool on top of it.
Okay. So this custom built dashboard reporting.
It is a custom build, but we have a dashboard for everything.
Okay.
Which can be a blessing.
Well, you are a software company.
Yes,
you should be able to build your own software dashboards.
Yeah. But it's really, really helpful.
2019 is approaching. So what's exciting? What's new? What are you going to do next year, Ryan?
So I think the biggest marketing wave that's going on right now is everything ABM. And it's definitely a buzzword that's out there.
Define what that is. What is ABM?
So it's account-based marketing, and it's funny. Target accounts have been around for as long as I've been in marketing, and before that. But now it just kind of has the ABM term associated with it. But what's really cool is the marketing technology has really caught up to enable marketers to target specific accounts better, target members of the buying team better, get your content in front of those buying team members. And there's a lot of different ways to do that, and there's a lot of ABM solutions out there that enable that. So when you kind of couple that intent data and across your target accounts, you can really see, hey, it looks like this is a target account we want to try and get into. It looks like they have a project going on, right? Based on
these are the right people to touch.
Exactly.
So the content is tailored to each person, like the buyer, the IT, maybe the executive who signs the check.
Absolutely.
Right? So these are different profiles, and you have to kind of tailor the message to them.
Yeah. So Serious Decisions calls that I believe it's their messaging nautilus, and it's really creating content for each persona. Druva's already doing persona marketing, but once you kind of cascade that across target accounts and really align those motions, it really creates a more relevant and meaningful engagement. And that's kind of what, in my mind, marketing is like, 50% of the battle is just being relevant and timely.
So you've been doing that, but you're saying you're going to do even more so next year? Yeah,
so it's really coming down to where, if, John Smith from company XYZ comes to our website, we want to have the messaging on the website change in front of him and be tailored for him. So it's doing things along those lines, which is really impactful. It's building out additional content for the buying team members, making sure that they're going down a certain nurture path, whereas our decision makers are going down a different path. And it's really just maturing our ABM model more and capitalizing on new technologies. So
wonderful. That sounds very exciting.
It is. It's really exciting. I mean, it's really on kind of the forefront of this marketing wave. So, Druva really empowers us to really go after this stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for sharing that. Look forward to hearing your ABM success next year.
Absolutely.
Want to welcome you back.
Absolutely, yeah.
There you have it. Tech It Up with Jessica Lee.